Started a little late today. I'm Eric Sherman. We're from Bangs Entertainment. Welcome. Another edition of Inside the Voice Actors Studio. Today we're proud to present Tony Oliver. I'll let him introduce our special guest. And Tony is currently, you know him as the voice of Rick Hunter, probably, but currently just finished K-On! Series and a lot of other exciting things that we cannot talk about. We have so many things this year we can't talk about. It's killing me, but that's a good thing. So I'm going to turn it over to him so we can get started because we're a little late. Thanks for your patience.
All right, thanks. All right. And of course, from Bangsoon Studios. A couple things before we start. This is being presented by Bangsoon Studios and Adventures in Voice Acting, which is a voice acting workshop series for people who are interested in being voice actors. And that's really what the focus of this is going to be, is kind of the voice acting side of it, the acting side, how this is all approached. And if you want to check more out about that, you go down to booth 1401, which is down in the exhibit hall, and you can find out all about it. And you can also, this is the commercial part, by the way, guys. And you can also pick up one of these. This is a drop card, and it's about the Adventures in Voice Acting audio series, which we are launching here at Anime Expo nationally, but we're doing it here. And it's a series of 30 to 45-minute lecture talks, discussions about various aspects about voice acting, being an actor, auditioning, managers, and all that stuff. So check that out. This is a convention special, 3 downloads for the price of 2 if you get one of these cards. So that's the end of the commercial part of things. Hope to see you down there. I'm going to be down there all weekend. So let's talk about our guest today. This is Inside the Voice Actor Studio, and if any of you have seen the Inside the Actor Studio show, it's all about a specific spotlighted guest, and today is no exception. Our guest today is a prolific voice actor with over 200 anime roles to his name. He can also be heard in dozens of video games. He's also a musician and a recording artist, having released multiple albums over the last few years. And that's not all. He's one of the biggest Star Trek fans I've ever met. Appearing in fan-made Star Trek series Phase 2 and even directed multiple episodes. And he loves Milky Way candy bars. His roles include Ikaku Madarame in Bleach, Shigeru Aoba in Neon Genesis Evangelion, Tamaki Suo in Ukuran High School, Ichiro Kiryu in Vampire Knight, Nagato and Fuan in Naruto Shippuden, and of course, he is most famous for his role, Edward Elric. Play the video. Play the video.
What if I let you drink it from my mouth?
No, we're drinking.
Why haven't you made a move on her? You're a man, I'm down! Your dad loves you.
Hi there, Japanese pretty girl.
Shoot me. Before I turn into a cockroach!
Hey, how would you like to go out on a date with Phantom Dark?
Who are you calling? What's he want?
Just imagine what a sad and dreary life you'd have without me. Who would give you all his clarinets?
Have you forgotten that I have the power of life or death over you? Look.
And to help our fires are good enough to help us rise above our own limits. Because we're not gods. We're humans. Tiny, insignificant humans. Who couldn't even save a little girl. Couldn't even save a little girl. So sad. Especially when the mic doesn't work.
Yeah, there it is. Thank you.
Can I have a little bit more?
So,
Can you give me some more? Yeah. Come on, baby. Yeah.
starting to sweat here.
That's one of my favorite parts of Full Metal.
Yeah.
But that scene was the first moment that I actually shed tears for that show, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what's happening to me? I'd never been so moved by a character that I played up to that point. So
you've always been known for the passion you bring for the roles that you take. So.
Well, all I know is I love what I do, you know, and whether it's a Soldier A character or a lead character, I love what I do so much, and I always try to do the best I can to, you know, to bring something special to it as much as I can.
Well, let's talk about how you got there.
All right then.
Where were you born?
Where was I born? Well, I was born in Greensburg, Pennsylvania. Any Pennsylvanians out there? All right, let's make it simple. Thank you. You and I, dinner later. Any Steeler fans out there? Pittsburgh Steeler fans? Security! Remove that woman! Yeah, I grew up in a little town in Pennsylvania. And I never go back there because it depresses me.
College. You went to college, and where'd you go?
Yeah.
What did you major in?
Well, I went to a boarding school for high school, actually. I went to a college prep school in South Carolina, Greenville, South Carolina, and then I went right into college there before I transferred to a private college in Lynchburg, Virginia, called Liberty University. I majored in film and television production, and I minored in theater.
All right. Were you always a performer? I mean, you always wanted to be an entertainer?
Wait, let's get my mother on the phone. Yeah, I sure was. Ever since I was very young, I would sing in church and school plays and anything I could possibly do to get the chance to just perform in some way, acting and singing and anything like that. And so, of course, when I fell in love with, I was one of those kids. I was one of those kids who, when I fell in love with Star Trek, I would actually round up kids in the neighborhood, and I would make them wear uniforms that I would make, and I would shoot little Star Trek episodes where, of course, I was Captain Kirk. But yeah, so I always gravitated toward just about anything performance-oriented.
So what came first for you, the acting, the character work, or the music? The singing and the music.
You know, I've been singing since I was very young, but I never really stumbled across the fact that I could play the piano and write songs until I was 17 years old, which was still a long time ago. But many of you weren't born yet. But I had been acting and doing stuff in school productions and community theater. Any of you guys do acting, like to act? There you go. Yeah, you'd have thought I'd asked you if you were from Pennsylvania or something. But I was doing that since I was very young, and I would sing in church and school productions, but I didn't really literally, and I say this genuinely, I stumbled in to the fact that I have this musical ability, and it was, don't think I'm cheesy now, Barry Manilow. I loved his music.
Oh, man.
You came and you gave without taking. But I sent you away. But I fell in love with his music, and there was something very simple and honest about him and playing the piano. And I started making up songs myself, and I literally stumbled across the fact that God had given me this natural inclination toward writing music and playing songs and writing songs and playing the piano. And it wasn't until I was about 17 that the music really kind of, gained a lot more momentum. But I had still been acting all through that time.
Okay. Now, I'm always interested in what performers did before they were able to perform full-time. And according to your Wikipedia...
well, it must be true.
Before you were full-time
Wikipedia.
According to it said that you were an English teacher and a patrol officer for the police department. Is that true?
That's true. Could you imagine being pulled over by me? Could you imagine that? You'd take one look at me like, you're not serious, are you? No, let's see. Well, the first one, my senior year in college, I was playing, any musical theater fans here? I played King Arthur in Camelot. And I loved that show. Oh my gosh. And my senior year in college, and there was a gentleman he was the father of a guy that was in the show with me. And he ran a private school in Jacksonville, Florida. And he said, hey, what are you doing right after college? And I said, well, nothing, leaving college, I guess. I don't know really what. And he said, why don't you come down and teach drama and speech acting at our private school in Jacksonville, Florida. I thought, well, hey, nothing else going on right now, why not? So I moved to Jacksonville, and literally the week before the school year started, the administrator for the school called me, high school, called me and said, yeah, Vic, we got a little problem. One of our teachers that's supposed to teach English is not coming. So we went through the ACT scores, and you had the highest English scores of any of our new teachers. So guess what? You're now teaching English. So anybody, any 11th graders in here? I could have been your English teacher. I taught 11th grade English and speech and drama courses. And then for 2 years after that, it was too awkward being 23 years old and teaching high school kids. You know what I mean? Because I was so close to their age, and I was one of those kind of teachers who was out throwing football with them and literally putting on pads and practicing with the high school football team and going to dinner with my students. A group of us would go out after, you know, because I felt like a young kid still. And all the other teachers were like 50 and 60 years old. His phone was playing a song for us. And so after a year of that, I was a police officer for the Ocean City Police Department in Ocean City, Maryland for 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah. I busted
You
people.
were Vic the cop.
I was Officer Mignogna. That's terrifying, isn't it?
Now I have a serious question for you here. You were on Star Search?
I was! Okay, you guys, you know American Idol and all that, right? Well, long before there was an American Idol, there was a real competition.
Thank you.
I was living in Houston, Texas, and Star Search came to Houston and auditioned people to be on their next show. And I was teaching at the time. I was teaching at the Art Institute of Houston. I was teaching video and film production, audio production one, and they came and auditioned, and I went and auditioned. I sang a song that I wrote, and the next thing I know, I got a call, and they're like, "Hey, you've been selected to be on Star Search," and I'm like, "You're kidding!" And that was the first time I was ever in LA. They flew me out here, and I recorded the show, and I did horribly, and therefore I locked the video away in a vault. But,
Which we found. No, I'm just kidding.
Roll the tape. But I had this awful purple double-breasted suit and an awesome mullet. But you know what? I wasn't as dumb as I thought, though, because I sang a song that I wrote. Now you may think, what's the point of that? You're probably not going to get as big a response as if you would sing like a hit song that everybody knows. That is true. But I didn't expect to win, because I never considered myself like a vocalist, you know, like a showy vocalist. I was a singer-songwriter. So I thought, you know what? I'll sing a song I wrote, and then that way I can get some exposure as a songwriter. And every time they ever air this show, they have to pay me royalties. And for years after that, I would get checks from the production company because they were airing my Star Search episode in Singapore or Finland or something.
So those of you trying to get on America's Got Talent, learn.